Hello student, I have come with chapter number 4. It's the age of industrialization. And before these chapters, we have completed 3 chapters. So you can keep revision from there. You can learn those all important facts from videos, and I have added these all video in playlists. So let's start. Then we can discuss those all necessary facts. So it's chapter number 4, the age of industrialization. So key concepts. What is the key concepts of this? An association of craftsmen or merchants following same craft to protect the members' interest and survive the standard of work. Next, tanning, convert raw hide into the leather by soaking in liquid containing tannic acid. Next, food processing, technique of chopping and mixing food for making jam, juices, etc. Next, Victorian Britain during the reign of Queen Victoria. Next, brewery, a place where beer, etc., is brewed commercially. Brewing is a process of infusion, boiling, and fermentation. Now, vagrant, a person without a settled home or regular work. Now, bourgeois. So, the upper middle classes. It's called now go masters. An Indian word meaning an agent, a middleman between the merchant and weavers. Now, stapler, a person who staples or sorts wool according to its fire. So thus we are covering these all points here. These points are really very important here for this chapter, and we are covering those all important content which is necessary here. So after covering these all contents, we can be able to cover this chapter with these full content. There is not given any kinds of unnecessary facts. These are given those all important facts which is very important for your examination. Now next, industrialization, production of goods with the help of machines in factories. The first industrialized nation, Britain. Now features, handmade goods to machine-made goods in factories. Cottage to factory. Large scale production started in England in later parts of 18th century. In course of time, it affected all systems of production. Next, before industrialization, industrial revolution. So what was the portion before industrial revolution? So we can cover these all things from here now. So what is proto-industrialization? Production in 17th century, artisans worked for merchants to produce goods. Artisans took raw materials from merchant for production. Their cottages functioned as a factory. Next, association of producers, trained craft people maintained control over production, restricted entry of new traders. Next, this period saw the coming of factories. Next, coming up of factories. Early factories in England came up by the 1730s. The first symbol of new era cotton mill. Next, many factories sprang up in England. Next, a series of inventions took place in the form of carding, twisting, and spinning and rolling. Next point, the pace of the pace of industrial change. Next, cotton and iron and steel industries were the most dynamic industries. New industries could not displace traditional ones. Next, technological changes occurred slowly. Steam engine invented by the James Watt had no buyers for years. Next, new technologies were slow to be accepted. Now next, we will cover these all, hand labor and steam power. These points are important for understanding these all concepts, because 1 marks questions and generally many questions are being asked from here also. Hand labor and steam power. In Victorian Britain, there was no shortage of human labor. In many industries, the demand for labor was seasonal. Range of products could be produced only with hand labor. Next, there was a demand for intricate designs. Next, upper classes preferred things produced by hand. Next, life of the worker. So what was the how was the workers' life? We can show here. Evidence of the labor affected the life of workers badly. Labors were was seasonal. Fear of the unemployment made workers hostile to new technology. Women laborers protested against the introduction of the spinning jenny. Introduction of railways opened greater opportunities. Next, industrialization in the colonies. Textile industry was the center of the industrialization in India. This age of Indian textiles. The finer varieties of cotton from India were exported. Next, a vibrant sea trade operated through the pre-colonial ports. Next, what happened to the weavers? So East India Company appointed Gomastas to collect and supply from weavers. Weavers lost bargaining power. Just I'm making a favor in here. Weavers lost bargaining power and lost lands for settling loans. Now we are covering this important point, which is very important. Gomastas is really very important. Generally, you will see this question in your examination, and it's very important point. So you need to be aware to cover these all points properly. The Gomastas were paid servants whose jobs was supervise weavers, collect supplies, and examine the quality of cloth. The aim of the East India Company behind appointing Gomastas was to work out a system of management and control that would eliminate competition, control cost, and ensure regular supplies of cotton and silk. Next, soon there were clashes between weavers and Gomastas who began ill treating the weavers because they were not behaving good with the traders. So and trading and weavers also, so they have to face many kinds of problem there. These points are also important for your examination. Now let's start from here. They did not allow the company weavers to sell their produce to other buyers. Once an order was placed, the weavers were given loans to purchase the raw materials. Weavers who had accepted loans from the company had to hand over the cloth they produced to the Gomastas only. The weavers were forced to sell their goods to company's officials. When the American Civil War broke out and cotton supplies from the US were cut off, Britain's demand for raw cotton from India increased. Now next, Manchester comes to India. By 1950s, India began to import Manchester cotton from Britain. With the rise of Manchester imports, Indian export and local market declined. Supply of raw cotton in India decreased. Next, weavers were forced to buy cotton at high prices. Next, factories come up. Industries were set up in the different regions. First cotton mill came in Bombay in 1854. The first jute mill came up in Bengal in 1855. 1830s and 1840s, Dwarka Nath Tagore set up 6 joint stock companies in Bengal. Next, capital was accumulated through other trade networks. Till the First World War, European managing agency in fact controlled large sectors of Indian industries. We have done till here. Now we are covering these all rest part. It's very important for your examination. So let's first cover from here. Where did the workers come from? Most of the workers come from Indian villages. So now peculiarities of industrial growth. So what were the peculiarities here? Early Indian cotton mills made chorus cotton yard. During the First World War, Manchester imports to India declined. Indian factories supplied goods for war needs. Next, small scale industries predominated. Most of the industries were located in Bengal and Bombay. A small the portion of total industrial labor worked in factories. Use of fly shuttle increased handicraft. Now next, market for goods. So how was the market for the goods? We will cover these all things. It's very important. So how they were covering their market for goods. Advertisements helps in creating new customers, new consumers. Although now what the role of advertisement you are also seeing in these days. So they were just doing those all things that time also. Advertisement is the base of to showing any product properly. So advertisements helps in creating new consumers. When Manchester industrialists began selling cloth in India, they put labels on the cloth bundles to make the place of manufacture and the name of the company familiar to the buyer. When buyers saw made in Manchester written in hold on the label, they felt confident to buy the cloth. Next point, the labels carried images and were beautifully illustrated with images of Indian gods and goddesses. The printed image of Krishna or Saraswati was also intended to make the manufacture from a foreign land appear familiar to Indians. Next point, manufacturers also printed calendars to popularize their product. Next, when Indian manufacturers advertised, the nationalist message was clear and loud. If you care for the nation, then you buy only Indian products. Advertisements become a vehicle of nationalist message of Swadeshi. So we have found that the role of advertisement, how it was the valuable in that time, and still it is going on. So advertisement is the base of any product or anything. It's very important. Thus, after completing this point, we have completed this chapter. So I will come with new video where I will cover chapter number 5, print culture and the modern world. Before this video I have made those all previous chapters video, and right now I am going to cover and complete the history section. And before history section I have completed geography sections where I have covered those all important chapters from there, political sections where I have covered those all chapters from political science, and economics where I have covered those all important chapters from economics, and I have added these all video in playlist, so you can go and you can keep revision from there, and be aware with these all important facts because it's very necessary for your examination. So I will come with new video, so keep revision.